My name is Christina Reese. My innovation project is called Farmhands, and I'm targeting the farmers market industry. I'd like to share with you a little story about how I came up with this idea. I was a professional line cook for many years until I stopped to start my family. One day I wanted to take my daughter to the farmers market, 45 minutes away from me, and when I got there, they didn't have the produce that I initially went for. My daughter had an absolute meltdown. I had a meltdown because of her meltdown, and I went home empty-handed. So by the time I'd gotten back home, I thought to myself, why did I have to have this nightmare of a trip? And can I spare somebody else this pain? I got involved with the Capital One and CUNY Challenge because I saw a flyer around campus. I entered on a whim, and now I'm in the finale. When I started this program, I thought when you started a business, you needed a lot of money, a PR person, a lot of friends, and what I've learned instead is what you really need to have is a good plan and a good execution plan behind it, because without those things, you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't know at the root what you want your business to be, you could spend a lot of time trying to find out what you want it to be. So thinking back over the program to my most interesting customer interview would have to be one of my major first interviews with Joanna Colity. I found her in a New York Times article of well-known city foragers. She was a great starting point. I got some really good information as far as how long it took her to go to the farmer's market, what her pain points were, getting the produce back to her restaurant, and she was really kind enough to hook me up with some of her other associates to grant me more interviews. The most surprising thing that I've learned is that you have to go for it. Don't be afraid, because you never know what might happen.
So hi, good afternoon. Oh, this is loud. Thank you for the opportunity to talk about a really exciting idea that I have. My name is Christina Reese. I'm a student at the Borough of Manhattan Community College. My innovation project is called Farmhands. At Farmhands, my goal is to connect busy people to their local farmers market. In 1976, farmers markets were established in New York City as a way to highlight the local agriculture while also providing fresh fruits and vegetables to New Yorkers. I want to modernize the system, finding a modern and a platform that connects farmers to their communities. So what's the problem exactly? When you go to the farmer's market, you don't really know what you're going to get until you get there. There's no home delivery available, so if you do end up buying a lot of produce or something extremely heavy, you have to schlep it all the way back home. And I thought to myself, based on my experience, that there must be a better way. So the service that Farmhands would provide is an online platform that links farmers directly to the customers. So the value proposition, and this is how it works, is the farmers throughout all 5 boroughs will be able to upload their weekly inventory to the Farmhands online platform. Customers, in turn, will be able to visit this platform, shop, purchase, and arrange for home delivery. The value to the farmer is by exposing them to a larger customer base. They will be able to sell more of their goods and make more money, while the parents, in turn, have a more efficient shopping trip and get to buy local and support local throughout the week. So for the seed grant, I was awarded the maximum amount, and I spent the money on a monthly Metro card, business attire, a Microsoft Dropbox, as well as a mobile hotspot device. With the monthly Metro card, I was able to travel to different boroughs. I went to the Staten Island Terminal Farmers Market, Union Square Farmers Market, Grand Army Plaza, as well as the Down to Earth Market and Park Slope. This is actually a hydroponic farm that I also was able to visit to see sort of how they're considering growing the food of the future versus how it's grown today. These are actually LED lights that encourages photosynthesis in a shipping container. So for the customer interview analysis, I interviewed a total of 30 individuals where I was able to identify a two-sided market, and the archetypes are for the farmers. They want to be able to sell more of their produce, but they don't necessarily have the energy to promote themselves in an effective manner. So with a larger online customer base, they'll be able to sell more produce. And for our customers, they're working professionals that tend to have a family. They're also concerned with the quality of their food as well as where it comes from. They are technologically savvy and probably a smartphone user as well. So two interviews stood out to me. These are two quotes. The woman on the left is Samantha S. She's a mother of two, and she said that it's very difficult for her to buy enough produce from the farmer's market with her two kids. Logistically, it's a nightmare. It's too much weight for her. She has to watch her kids. She also stressed that she makes a supplemental trip to Whole Foods during the week. And when she buys in such a large amount, it's stressful for her to get everything cooked without feeling, oh, the lettuce is rotting, or I'm letting these tomatoes down because I had to buy them. The woman on the right is Jennifer Gogan. She is a food tech entrepreneur as well as a Slow Food board member. Her quote to me gave me the encouragement that there is a gap that I believe farmhands can fill when she speaks about farm to table is the norm rather than being just a buzzword. So this is my business model canvas. Before it was very colorful, looked much like a rainbow. And following after, there was one major pivot that I found through my interview at the Queens Economic Development Center. The Queens Economic Development Center is a food incubation service for caterers and food-based businesses. They stressed to me that their clients need a service like farmhands because they have the same problems that busy people have. They want to support local food, but they don't know what the farmer's bringing in that day. They don't know how to get in touch with this farmer to be able to buy in bulk, and they don't necessarily have the time to go and bring it back with the work they have to do as a small entrepreneur themselves. So moving into the next steps, it's going to be a go for Project Farmhands, and what that go means to me is that people were very interested in home delivery from the farmer's market, especially if they had children, because they were concerned with the quality, and they also, again, wanted to support local food. At the bare minimum, farmers markets need to modernize to how people are shopping these days for food, especially groceries, that will maximize how much they sell and make money for themselves. And I want to touch on this company called Natura. They started operations in April for high-end restaurants that get direct from farmers market going to restaurants. So that again validates that there is a gap that's not available to the individual consumer as of yet. So looking forward for the next round of seed money, the seeds that I need to grow, again, are for a monthly Metro card to continue to refine down my customer segment. There are 2 food conferences in the fall that I would like to attend to stay abreast of current events. Traveling costs to go visit farmers themselves, as well as farmers market offices that are located in Ossining, New York. When I'm ready to develop a website, the cost of Wix, which is a web-based drop and click website building application, and as well as a WeWork membership so I can get work done outside of my daughter. And the next steps finally are to interview the caterers and the food-based business owners to validate that this is a service that they do need to help them in their business, form these relationships with the farmers, explore the delivery service options. Moving into March of 2018, I would like to begin approaching the for-profit farmers markets as well as nonprofits in the city such as Grow NYC for collaboration and their endorsement that this does generate more money for their farmers. And as well, ending in 2018, with that data, hire a developer to build out the platform and then a following website to begin a beta test in a farmer's market. To wrap up my presentation, I want to say an enormous thank you to the team from CUNY, all of my cohorts, and especially to Capital One for guiding me on the right path. I'd like to leave you with a quote, which sums up my summary with the program: is a goal without a plan is just a wish. Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you so much.
Making me hungry.
I think it's just the time.
Just one question on the delivery aspect of it, because it seemed like from your, opening, that's hard as a mom, especially with little kids and so forth. How did you imagine you would solve for that in your business? How would you get because it doesn't seem like the farmers themselves, are they gonna be the deliverers of them?
No, so I'm really happy that you asked that question. What I'm planning to do is, a lot of people that have attempted to do something similar, they've only focused on larger farmers markets, or they buy in bulk from a farmer to go to a warehouse, and then this produce sits in a warehouse. My plan, which is different, is to utilize these smaller markets throughout the communities, Queens, Brooklyn, the lesser known markets, approach them to say, hey, you don't get nearly as much business as the larger markets, and then approach them to see if they'd be interested in the program, potentially hiring a third-party service to do delivery. I kind of like to compare it to Seamless times Fresh Direct, so you can only order from the farmer's market that's in your community. And then once you order, the delivery will be placed to your house.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Great, very, very good. I recognize the Union Square Farmers Market, which is a big one. The question I had is, kind of, who's the end user in terms of the customer base? And is it the individuals going to the farmers market or the actual vendors themselves that would be contracting your company?
I felt like it was a two-sided market because the farmers, they would benefit if more people were able to shop, and the people who go already, some of the interviews that I conducted, they said that they wouldn't use this service because they like to go and educate their children. They like to have a day activity of it. But then I asked them, do you do that every single market trip? How often is that trip? And I found out most people go only once a month. And they say, I like to go touch it, I like to do this, but what about the other 3 months? So people who either don't have the opportunity to go or are interested in going but just aren't close or don't know where their farmer's market is, I feel they would be the end user for my product as well as the farmers to sell more. Thank you.
So do you imagine this being a standard delivery fee? Are there other add-ons to your revenue?
There's a few models that I'm sort of playing with. I had an idea of it being a potentially a flat rate delivery fee, or you pay upfront similar to an Amazon Prime. Let's say there's a flat rate fee, you get free delivery from April to September. So the peak produce time for these farmers, it would be encouraging them to buy more from these farmers without having to have an additional surcharge. So it would only benefit them and the farmers to have the one price paid up front, but free delivery for the months.
Do you think that the markets or the farmers themselves would be willing to pay you, given that you might expand their reach?
I think that if I can show a great amount of growth, or say before you use this service versus to what I have the data now that shows that you're selling much more produce, then I think they might be interested in paying. But right now, that's still something, once I talk to the farmers, when I came up with this idea, I'm very much involved in food and all aspects of it. So I wanted this to be something that it would benefit the farmers. I'm not necessarily trying to, and as this is a banking competition, maybe not something to mention, but I just want to be beneficial to the farmers to the point of, they say, this is great, and if I could show you this is what I'm bringing you, they would happily pay for it, and not to impose a charge on them and say, we're not interested, because why are you nickel and diming us from the get-go? Thank you.